Finding Dory is the sequel to Finding Nemo, obviously, the one that we've been waiting for 14 years. And, well, I'm going to tell you something about it before I get to the review. Finding Dory was like, or Finding Nemo, not Finding Dory. Yeah, Finding Nemo was like the first movie I ever watched all the way through. It's such a nostalgic thing for me, so I hold it close to my heart. But I'm not. I was so welcome to see the sequel. I was actually really excited to see the sequel. And now onto the review. So Finding Dory is centered more on Dory this time because Dory remembers that she had a family, well, she knows she had a family, but she remembers her family or her parents more specifically, and she's out to find her parents, and that's essentially the plot. Like, it's pretty simple, and Nemo and Marlin go on the adventure with her, and she meets new characters like Hank the Octopus, and I should think Bailey the Beluga Whale, and I forgot the other whale's name. I'm sad about that, but whatever. And yeah, I was pumped for this movie, unlike a lot of people, actually. A lot of people were very skeptical. And I was kind of scared going in. I wasn't sure. And I wasn't going to judge it off the first movie, because I knew it wasn't going to be nearly as good. And it isn't. But I loved Finding Dory. I have a soft spot in my heart for movies like this. It tugged at my heartstrings. It made me laugh. I was so emotionally involved. It's so well paced. It goes by so fast. When I was over it, it's like the end, and it says the end, and I'm just like, it's over? I literally turned to my sister, and I was just like, it's over? And I almost started crying because it's like it gave me that emotional impact and great conclusion to the story. So I was really emotionally attached to this movie, and I'm really excited to see it again. The voice talent. I love Ellen DeGeneres as Dory. Dory actually carries her own movie very well. I'm very surprised about that. Albert Brooks as Marlin. I loved him in Finding Nemo, and he's great here. Ed O'Neill as Hank the Octopus. The chemistry between Hank and Dory is great. I loved it. It is a huge part of this movie, actually. And this movie's in a smaller scale for sure. It's very small in scale. But I don't care. Friggin', there's plenty of claustrophobic movies that I like. 10 Cloverfield Lane is a very claustrophobic movie. It's completely different from this. But it's really in one place for pretty much the whole movie. And I love that movie, and I love this movie. I like this movie more than 10 Cloverfield Lane. You know, they're totally different movies, so forget about that, but I love Finding Dory so much. I loved his characters. I loved the journey. Some predictable plot points for sure, aside from that, and just a childish humor at points that didn't quite hit because it wasn't quite Pixar's mature humor, but it worked for little kids. So I'll give it that. But yeah, besides all that aside, I actually had a great time with Finding Dory. It doesn't reach the emotional heights as Finding Nemo, but I knew it wasn't going to. I ain't gonna judge it. I ain't gonna judge it as which one's better, because I knew this wasn't gonna be as good, and it wasn't. It's just a great companion piece to Finding Nemo, and I would really want to see more sequels. I think this was a great sequel. I'm so happy we finally have this movie. I walked out very how do I put it? Very happy. I don't know, very fulfilled, more or less, because Finding Nemo is one of my favorite movies. So if this sucked, I'd be really freaking sad right now. But yeah, with all that said, I'm gonna give Finding Dory an A. It's one of my favorite movies of the year so far. I think this is a great Pixar movie. It's probably in my top 10. There's 17 Pixar movies now, so it doesn't live up to it doesn't live up to Toy Story 3, Finding Nemo, Monsters Inc. It isn't that amazing, but I love this movie though. So Finding Dory, when you see it, if you seen it already. Tell me what you think about it. I don't know. How does this compare to Finding Nemo for you? I love this movie though, and I had a ton of fun with it. It's very fun, but I obviously think Finding Nemo is a better movie. But yeah, it's probably in my top 10 for Pixar movies. So if you want to know where its ranking is, but yeah, so that's my review for Finding Dory. Star Wars Attack of the Clones review will be up soon. So will my Finding Nemo review, which I'm gonna do for my favorite movie segment, which I haven't done since October. So, but yeah, so that's my review of Finding Dory. So peace.